symptoms of schizophrenia list that are actually no symptoms but total bullshit. I'm sorry to have to say it like this, but it, just let's go on and you will find out maybe too why this is absolutely ridiculous. So, next symptom we have here. You do not feel normally. You feel like too much. You feel, yeah. In German, it's Übersteigerung. I don't know how to say this in English. Wait, I'll find it in the dictionary. Wait a second. Yeah, so it's supposed to mean an overdo of experience. So this is really, really interesting too. So made, I don't know, I guess a list or a norm. What is normal experience? And if you have an overdue of experience, if you're just too happy, for example, this is one of this, then you're sick. Pay attention. Well, this is not, I'm tired of this really. This is not a symptom. Hey folks, if you are happier than happy, it's absolutely fantastic. Okay? If you're sadder than sad, it's absolutely beautiful because it is you and it is the way you originally feel. And you are not here to be put in a box or calm down like, yeah, you're just too happy. Just calm down a bit. Be normally happy. I mean, how crazy does that sound? That is crazy, actually. That is insane to tell someone they are too whatever or not enough this or that. But this actually is about too. You're too much. Yeah. You enjoy something too much. You live through something with too much emotions, and it's sad to see that this is considered a symptom. So please don't pay attention to this. It's not a symptom of a disease. It's absolutely fantastic. It means that you're alive, actually. The next symptom is practically the same. It is that you have surplus or excessive experience. Like not normal experience, but excessive. Wow. How many people they would do anything to feel excessive. People take drugs because of that. People want to feel, again, the joy they had as a child. They want to be, they want to feel it, but they can't because they turn to the adult, normal zombies, So some idiots there on the DSM-5 psychiatric schizophrenia symptoms list call the excessive, that means more than average feelings, symptoms of a disease. Well, I don't understand this, but it's quite ridiculous. When you relax a bit, you see how ridiculous it is. I have to repeat this on and on. It's ridiculous because I don't know what they want you to be. Yeah, maybe dead or so. The next symptom here. Reality is perceived like false, basically. Yeah, a false perception of reality. Well, that is like the first two symptoms in the beginning. I said it is nonsense because reality is subjective and reality is what you perceive, everything what you perceive, even your imagination, everything is part of reality. There ain't no universal reality, so nobody can tell you that your perception of reality is wrong. But that's what the DSM-5 schizophrenia psychiatric list is trying to imply on you. Then we have the next symptom, loss of reality. Yeah, again. So when you lose the common reality in their eyes, the so-called normal reality, when you start behaving different, and when you're not go with the flow anymore, and you're on your trip, you're a bit more far away than others can handle. It's again called a symptom of a disease, but I have to say, no, it is not. It is just like any other shamanic or psychedelic way you go through the different realms, the different perceptions. You might get a bit lost in it, but it does not mean that you're sick, You are just going through it, and don't pay attention about things like ordinary stuff, so-called ordinary stuff. Yeah, but that is absolutely fine, because how should you do that? I mean, how should you travel through all this inside you without? Yeah, it's fine if you can at least do things on your own that are necessary to survive, but the rest of time you spend tripping more than, we're all tripping, because this whole life is a trip. Yeah, let's call it like this. But some people are more tripping than others in some particular time of their life. In the shamanic and other cultures, this is no problem. They're taken care for, and they let them be to explore and experience all the beauty. But here, if you trip out a lot, people don't take care of you. No, they say, this is a symptom and you're sick and you have to eat pills. So, yeah, that's kind of frustrating, really. Okay, next symptom. That basically also has already been there. I've wrote all the symptoms, but some go 2 times, some go twice. So having problem to think, having problem with what you think about. It's again, who can tell you what you should think about, Then the next thing, problems with the I, with the perception of who am I. Okay, yeah, people have this because they are used to, they define themselves, I am, like someone very often from childhood or a bit later, I don't know when, but they define themselves, and also the surroundings of them, they help them to define themselves. And it comes that they find out that this definition of the I was not, of the I am, was not quite right. Yeah. So then they seem to, for the others, to fall apart and say, I don't know who I am. What's going on with me? Hey, that's something. I'm weird. I'm not the one I thought I am, and stuff like that. But you don't have to be scared because of that, because you will find yourself, but you will find your true self after this. You'll find that you are a multi-dimensional, magical, psychedelic, wow, childlike, whatever like being, that you have much more inside of you than flesh and blood and bones and some program that you were programmed here to be so-called normal and materialistic. You will find out the beauty of yourself, but there will be a time maybe that you will not know who you are, and so this also does not mean you're sick. You're just on your way to finding your new self, to explore yourself properly. Another symptom. That means, yeah, this is nicer. So another symptom is inner restlessness. Yeah, you're restless, sure, because there's many things going on inside of you, and that you're restless does not mean you're sick. Then, very interesting, so-called schizophrenia symptom. Now, thoughts are perceived as though they come from the outside. Well, here we go. This is what many people say. I can feel thoughts. I can feel thoughts of others. This actually exists. It is not a disease. It is not a symptom or anything like that. It is existent because all the thoughts of people are spread around, around. They go outside. They're not kept in your skull or something like that. So all these thoughts, you perceive them, that's absolutely sane and fine. Yeah? So that, no, that's not a symptom. Then the other thing, next symptom, corresponding to it, hearing voices. Yes, here we go, hearing voices. Yeah, whoever hears voices, it's called schizophrenic. This is the old soup. Same old soup. Hearing voices inside of your head just means that you hear voices. You hear what people are thinking in another realm, in another very close, like let's say the astral plane. Yeah, that's some kind of abstract but nice thing to put it. You hear them talking, you hear them, what they say. It doesn't matter if it's positive or negative. I mean, everybody has positive and negative thoughts, so don't get upset like, oh, you hear negative voices, oh man, the demon's coming. No. It's just that you have the ability, the natural ability, I have to emphasize that. It's the natural ability to perceive thoughts of others, like spoken words. Yeah? And that doesn't have to be frustrating. It's actually like a superpower. The next thing, very interesting. Perceiving our own thoughts, your own thoughts, like if they were put upon you. So this means actually, folks, it's not a symptom of schizophrenia. It's absolutely fine. It means that you feel when someone wants to manipulate you. Yes? This is just manipulation. So let's say there are two people. The first person has the quote symptom. Oh, I think somebody, my neighbor, for example, is putting their thoughts into my head. They want me to think like they do. Yeah, that's what people do. But some don't know about this manipulation, and some, like the so-called schizophrenics, they hear and feel this manipulation because they know that the other person wants to put their thoughts into their head to be, manipulating them for whatever. Yeah? I hope this is good to understand. The next thing. People think that others can read their minds. Yeah, again, this is not a symptom of a disease, but this is reality. People can read your minds. There's a thing called telepathy. You ever heard of that? So telepathy is absolutely fine and real, and it does not mean you're sick. Telepathy is the ability of reading someone else's mind. Now, I don't know how it works, but it works. Yeah? So that does not mean that you're sick. And if you say, hey, I read your mind, and you think this and that, and the other person says, no, I never think about this and that, then it just means you read something that the person itself, her or himself, doesn't know. But don't get threatened by it. That's basically, don't get threatened by it. I have to stop now. It's 15 minutes again. So it's going to be a third part of this video, and the third and the last one about other interesting symptoms that are none. Bye.